What's up guys, this is Zach with Dream Media Home Theater, and today I have a very typical installation for you guys. A lot of homes in the North Texas area have this really nice, beautiful, open concept floor plan with the kitchen and living room, and you may or may not have wired the space. Today I'm going to be showing you a Sonos installation. You guys know that I love Sonos. It's really hard to beat their operating system. It's just extremely easy to use and it's affordable. So today what we're going to be doing is installing the Sonos soundbar, the Sonos Arc specifically, which is their new Dolby Atmos enabled soundbar, and we're going to pair that together with the Sonos Sub in addition to a couple Focal 100 series in-ceiling speakers and a Sonos amp, giving him a 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos system. Keep in mind, Dream Media is nationwide. We offer free video consultation where we can walk through your entire space and tailor a package to fit your exact needs and budget. Regardless if it's a retrofit, older home, or a brand new construction home, we can help with creating a system design, and then if you don't want to DIY it, we can get you in touch with our preferred installer network who we have throughout 28 different states at this time, and we do ship throughout the entire country and would love the opportunity to earn your business. This is going to be a very common application that keeps your system on budget and gives you a great user interface. Like I said in the intro, I love Sonos and personally use it throughout my entire home. I think I'm up to 14 zones of Sonos now in my house, and I don't want to go away from the operating system because it just works flawlessly every single time. All right guys, well, we're going to start out by installing our soundbar at the front of the room right here and then move on to our in-ceiling speakers, and I'm going to document the entire thing. We do have pre-wiring in this home for the patio, master bath, and the kitchen speakers, and like I said, we're going to terminate all that in our rack, which is upstairs with our theater room. Let's do it! As you can see, there's already a soundbar bracket on the bottom of this TV, and we're going to try to utilize the existing soundbar bracket to save the customer a little bit of money and not let the old gear go to waste. We had some extra screws here in our tool bag that do fit direct into the screw holes on the back of the Sonos soundbar. Keep in mind, Sonos does sell a dedicated soundbar bracket, but this is an articulating mount. It pulls off the wall and swings. So we wanted a bracket like this anyways, not the wall mount bracket that puts it into the sheetrock. So what we're gonna do is pull it off and try to make our connections. Next, we need to make our connections. The Sonos Arc is extremely simple. There's only a few connections even on it. You got power, you have HDMI, and you have Ethernet. So you can hardwire it in, and I strongly urge you and recommend for you to plug it in if you have the ability to. If not, don't worry, Sonos's ecosystem does work flawlessly over Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi brand. But today we're gonna go ahead and connect our power and HDMI and then move on to our subwoofer. All right, now that our connections are made, we're gonna do a little bit of cable management and try to make things look pretty back there. This is the HDMI cable that's included with the Sonos Arc. You wanna set it up on the audio return channel out of your TV. That way, anything that plays through your television is also going to output the audio to the soundbar. And the Sonos Arc does support eARC, enhanced audio return channel, to ensure that you get all of the best audio formats like Dolby Atmos. Next, we're gonna take our Sonos Sub. As you can see, these are super small, compact, and modern. They don't really hurt the aesthetics of a space that bad in comparison to a traditional sub, and it's great because they're wireless. You can literally just throw them anywhere. In this case, we're gonna throw right here to the left of the TV console, and all it requires is power. All right guys, we're moving right along. As you can see with Sonos, it's just ridiculously easy. Like, we're not only filming the process, but we have already installed all of the gear in like 30 minutes for the living room. The sub and the soundbar are just effortless. And then now we're moving on to a little bit more complex of an installation. which is the in-ceiling speakers from Focal. The Focal ICW6 is the exact SKU, and we're gonna power that up with a Sonos amp. As you can see, Juan has just removed the blank plate from the ceiling, and behind the blank plate is the pre-wired location for speaker wire. If you have a new home and you see a bunch of blank plates on the ceiling and the walls, more than likely you're pre-wired from the builder for speaker and maybe even cameras. So reach out for a free video consultation and speak with my specialist about what's in your walls, and then we can create a system design around that. As you can see right now, there's a bunch of sheetrock and whatnot. I'm kind of blocking it from whenever they did the texturing. We're just gonna kind of move all that out and take our wire out of the box. It's in a blue box, high voltage blue box, and we're going to find out which side the stud's on, and then take our flathead screwdriver. This is a little pro tip. I like to take my flathead screwdriver, stick it in and find out where the stud is, and then wedge the blue box out. That way I can stick my hand up in the hole and just ensure that there's not anything blocking my speaker, because sometimes you'll run into gas lines, electrical, plumbing, and that's a quick little way to get the box out of the way and also make sure that you're not gonna run into any issues. So as you can see, Juan is working on wedging that box out to the side. By using the leverage of the stud, he's able to kind of wiggle that box over, just like that, and eventually it's gonna pop out. Perfect. And then you can just take your arm and just make sure that, you know, within 6 inches to 10 inches around that hole, there's not any gas lines, electrical, or plumbing. This just kind of cuts back on any potential issues. There's nothing worse than cutting the hole and then finding out that there's something right in your way. It looks like we're clear. So now we're gonna grab our speaker template cutout right here, and we're gonna trace it to the right hand side of our stud and then cut it out. This is the Focal speaker, one of my favorite speakers here. This is the Focal 100 series. It's very affordable and high performance. Still get the great Focal brand. We have the aluminum inverted dome tweeter. They're really well known for their inverted tweeters. It is rotatable, so you can directionally point that audio towards your target seating area. You have high level adjustments right here, positive and negative. Focal brand. Does come with a magnetic grill. This is a poly 6.5 inch woofer. Let's flip it around and look at the other side. Yeah, this is the 100 series ICW6. You can see they got nice push pin terminals right there. All right, so right now, Juan is stripping back our 16-2 shielded wire. You're gonna take about 1/4 to 1/2 inch off of each the red and the black wire, and then you just use your push terminals, which we're about to show you, to make your connection. Super easy. Now I do want to kind of give you a visual of what happens whenever you install an in-ceiling speaker. So these little dog legs pop out, and then it clamps between right here and the sheetrock, like that. This foot comes down once you screw in this screw. Another important thing to note is whenever you go to tighten down your dog legs, there's 3 on the 100 series. You want to make sure that it's not lining up with the stud, because if you go to screw it down and it's too close to the stud, it's just going to snap off. So you want to give it some space to open up and grab onto the sheetrock. And this is paintable, guys. You can paint it any color that you'd like. Just make sure that you look up instructions on how to do it, because you don't want to clog up the pores. Take your speaker, and perfect. Now it disappears. This is recommended. We like to put down a drop cloth like this so that we can contain some of the mess. And then we'll come back with a vacuum and hit whatever's remaining. But that catches the bulk of it. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next location, which is right up here on the ceiling. We're moving right along. All right, we just finished with our in-ceiling speaker here in the kitchen, and we're gonna move into the master bathroom. I was just talking with the homeowner about how amazing having bathroom speakers is. It's one of those things where you don't think you'll ever use it till you have it. With Sonos, it's one button press away and you can even set alarms. As you can see, Juan is working on doing the exact same thing that we did in the kitchen. He popped out that box, drew the template, and now he's cutting the hole. We're using another set of Focal 100 series, the ICW6, and we're gonna power it up with a Sonos amp. And as you guys can see, we do have our drop cloth down to catch any debris, and I had the homeowner pick up their bath mats just so we can cut back on getting anything dirty. And then of course we'll sweep and vacuum whenever we're done. He's gonna pull that wire out and rinse and repeat. And unfortunately guys, Juan is an absolute animal and got both speakers installed before I could even get back in here. So we have our two Focal 100 ICW6s installed, and we'll be connecting later on the Sonos amp to it as well. Let's go!